I'm going to try and see if I can make this video, which is how to make migas, at least my way, which is extremely quickly, fast for us non-Hispanic people. I'm not going to go into the how to make them like real detailed and stuff. This is my method. It's really quick. And when it comes to migas, the first thing I did when I came into this town was go to every Mexican food restaurant, any place that said they served migas, and even a couple of them said, "What's migas?" And I thought, "You're a Mexican food restaurant, you don't know what they are." Okay, well, maybe. Anyway, I went to every single one, and I rated them all, every single one in this town, until I found the best one. And there's only about 2 or 3 of them that can make it better than what I'm about to show you on this. I'm going to try to go through this as easy as I can, or as quick as I can, to show you how simple and easy it is. Now, I'm not real sure, since I'm making this for an internet friend from China, I'm not sure how easy it is to get these certain ingredients, but let's just find out. Alright, he'll know more about it. The first thing, of course, what we're going to need is, we're going to need tortillas. Now, I use a kind of a wheat one right here, but any type of course tortillas will work for you as long as they're flour. I use a kind of a flour wheat. Now, if you can't get like a hard chip, which you probably can somewhere, you can make them from like a corn tortilla. You get like a corn tortilla, and you fill your pan up with a little bit of oil and stuff, and you can crisp up the regular corn tortillas. You just got to cut them up and make them into little chips if you want to. I've done that a few times. But what I usually end up doing is just using a straight up tostada, a single one, not even a whole one, but like this, and it's kind of hard, you know. Anyway, that's what I'll end up using. And while we're talking about this, I'm going to go ahead and drop that tortilla down right there for a second. Alright, so right now I'm heating this up, and after this, what I will add to it is I'll add some oil. Now you can use, manteca, which is that's a Spanish word for basically fat. I'm going to go ahead and use a canola oil for mine. Now you can use a butter, you can use it any type of stuff you want. I just use straight up canola oil. I like the flavor of it, how it comes out. And then of course you're going to need some onions. Now I've already chopped mine up, so they're nice and chopped, so I don't have to worry about it. You really should use yellow onions, but I ended up only having white ones, so I'm just going to go with what I have. It's what I had earlier today, and it was really good. So anyway, and we'll be adding some of that. And of course you're going to need eggs, and I use the organic ones from Central Market. So, and I'll just make 1 egg. And right now I am still heating this tortilla. The reason why I started with this, guys, is because I wanted this to get it out of the way, because this is kind of the most time-consuming thing. Alright. And one of the main ingredients, now you can do this without it, but it's not going to taste as good. And this is where you really differentiate between a great place that's making some good migas and some that's making just some okay. And that's using cilantro. And this is some cilantro. Now you can chop it up if you like. I just usually kind of tear it up. So I'm going to put that off to the side right here. Alright, now your ingredients, you're going to have to have some comino, or some type of, cumin or whatever it is. That would be, you're going to have that. Now, he's good. What I usually use, this is garlic powder. It's not. It's a sea salt mixture. I usually fill it up with, I have sea salt and garlic powder in here because I like to make my own garlic salt, because it's hard to find like a really good quality garlic salt, so I make my own. And lastly, of course, is what we're going to need. We're going to need some type of picante sauce. In my case, I'm using a salsa here, and it's going to be a medium. Usually I like things a lot hotter, but I'm just going to make this real quick this way. And this is, again, this is an organic product. You can use any type you like. It's kind of important to make sure it tastes good, because it'll kind of do the whole thing. Now, at this point, I had this on medium heat right here. So we're going to drop this down to where you can just see that. Hopefully it's going to continue to record and not freak out on me. See, I see how it's getting like heat coming up from the top of it. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn my thing down from, it was on medium, and just drop it down a little bit to in between medium low and medium here. I'm going to add a little oil. That's probably a tablespoon, maybe. Probably a little bit more. Kind of a little crazy there. So maybe about a tablespoon. I'm just going to drop some of these in there. I like You can see it's a little too hot for it, but you know what? It's still going to be good, so I'm not worried about it. That's kind of a lot of onions and a lot of oil. I'm way over what I should be, but you know what? It'll still be good, and that's what's important. I'm going to put a couple of these things up while that's cooking real quick. Okay. La 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 la. That's my background music. That's me. Okay. Now that we have this, that's going pretty good. That is just way too much oil. So yeah, a tablespoon. I must have went over on that. All right. Now what I'm going to do is, and you kind of got to be a little bit quickish on this, is these little guys, even though they're hard, they'll burn really quickly, and you'll be like, okay, this is burnt like a corn tortilla. It just doesn't taste good. So I'm going to get it. I'm just going to kind of break it up. Now I like my chips to be kind of big, and I like them to be crispy. Now again, you can do this. I mean, if you really want to do it a better way, you can make your own chips. But you know what? I'm kind of in a hurry because I already had my migas today, and this is the way I make it every morning because it'll still come out really good, and it's fast. Okay. So I keep wanting to grab this. I'm not used to it being over here. I have it over here for the video. All right. So I'm gonna try to mix this up a little bit. Not too much. Now the chips are already crisp, but you don't want them to get as brown, because if they get brown, they start to taste pretty bad. Alright, so now I got that already going. Now I'm going to turn my heat back up a little bit. I know a lot of times they say, hey, don't, they cook a low heat, an egg or something, whatever. Crack that, put that in there. Now what I usually do is I get my egg things and I rinse them out. That way I can just throw them in the trash. So now there's no egg parts, and I can just throw them in the trash and not have to worry about them, the whole place getting all crazy, smelling like rotten eggs. Alright, now I'm going to mix that up. We have that. Pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and drop some cilantro. Now, it is true, if you cut this up, it'll be faster and easier, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is. Now cilantro, I don't know how hard or easy it is to get cilantro in China. I don't know. I would think they would have, like, depending on the size of your city, like little vendors. I mean, we have, Chinese restaurants and Chinese places. So I think you'd have, like, Mexican food restaurants or Mexican food, whatever. The cilantro is really kind of that type of Latino type food. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and add just pour some in there a little bit. And mainly I'm doing this because I like the tomatoes and everything in there. I mean, that's how you know it's kind of like a migas, because you have the tomatoes. Now I'm going to put some cumin, or comino. You don't need that much. That was probably too much, but it's still going to be great. Starting to smell really good already. Now I'm going to top it with some of this, which is my garlic salt and powder. Okay, now basically, I'm done here with this. I will get this and drop it into my expensive paper plate. That's right. Alright, now what I will do here is I'll kind of fold this and stick it back on here. And I'll go ahead and turn my heat off. I'm just going to let that kind of crisp the outside a little bit more. Because the tortilla, it's been sitting there for a little bit, so it's not exactly going to be, it's not going to be totally warm like I like it. And of course I'm going to top it off with some nice, this is my coffee, I use a French press by the way. Okay, so now that we've done that, got that side done, get this side done, grab one of these chips, and just cooks right in there, that nice flavor. Okay, and that is how you make a migas real quick. You can see it all in there, you got your cilantro and everything, and this is very, very good. Alright, so I'm going to eat another one for the morning. And that's my video on how to make migas for those who want to do it quick and easy. You saw how fast it was. Most of the ingredients are pretty cheap, at least here in the United States. And I use mostly organic products. I try to make sure I use that for everything. You guys take care, and hopefully you can be having some migas really, really soon.